Hello, this is Search Nav Support, and this is our sprint release for July 27th, 2023, last iteration of fiscal year 24 Q2. And I'm going to pass it over to Megan, who's going to speak for TMA because she's out.
Yeah, it looks like what Tammy worked on was a lot in this iteration. So I'll just kind of list off her closed issues here. For the navigation, we had the new ESG and GIB pages. So she added links to those in the footer, I believe. It looks like she added the integrations page to the main navigation and then did the navigation release this week. Fixed a horizontal scroll bug. I believe that was in the navigation as well. Added an informational purposes only disclaimer, and then a load of updates from the Japanese page quality check. Added those in. For me, in this iteration, localized the company page, the partners page, the delivery automation solutions page. I updated our email code repository with some of the updates Allie had made. So that's all like a single source of truth for us now. And then the main thing I kind of worked on was finishing up the Argo proof of concept. And I posted a demo for that in our digital experience channel in Slack. One last thing, I didn't quite complete all the way. It's in review right now, but we had an all remote page update. We localized that page, but it came with some sweet little styling updates. So here's the German page. If you go look at the old page, this was such like a breath of fresh air. It looks great. Thank you, Tina, for the new design. Yeah, it meets more of the styling direction we're going. And it's translated, and I love this new little thing in the footer. All right, I'll pass it off to Javi.
Thank you. This iteration, I closed out some issues with relation to stuff from last iteration that I wanted to particularly call out. One is the root lang property. We ended up being able to add that to the layout. And so that I think that was mostly done last iteration, got merged this iteration. Same with the localized preference center. It's showing up for me at this iteration, but it looks like, yeah, I probably worked mostly on the other iteration, but merged in this one. Did a big push in trying to update German on German speaking pages on our site. Also trying to get through a lot of the functional bugs that come with a lot of those changes, as well as helping clean up a lot of those data properties that are in English, that are supposed to be in English. Had a partner merge request with something we're trying to add a technology partner for 1Password. Working towards, I'm almost done with this, is internalization of YGitLab. Before this end of this iteration, I want to get through the France regulatory disclosure and the one for Germany as well. I set myself as a person to help finish that through the finish line. One last thing is I did an iteration for the Lighthouse CI job. I was able to merge that into main this morning. Essentially, what will happen now is the Lighthouse CI server set up with it, and what that'll do is that for every, I'm like thinking hard about how to communicate with every merge into main, it'll run a job that will run Lighthouse on the home page and the pricing page. So we'll have a historical Lighthouse of every commit into main and pricing, which will help us figure stuff out with how to move forward with that. I want to add in a handbook page for that, and I also want to make a post into our Deck stand-up to talk about like what exactly is going on to give more visibility. I also, with this iteration, I also wanted to share some insights that I found from the Lighthouse scores that we probably should be doing. They're, for one, low-hanging fruit. little things that we can do to help update, particularly performance and SEO. And also maybe make a stronger case for removing some of the third-party scripts that are 100% slowing down our performance of our site. That's it for me. I'll pass it over to Filza to speak for Trevor.
Yeah, so Trevor is off on PTO this week, but last week he worked on the global gateway, so that's the auto detecting users for their preferred language. So there isn't really a design quite yet, but there was a lot of thinking done into it, and we're just trying to figure out the best way to move forward with that. So he'll probably continue to work on that when he's back as well. And yeah, that's it. I'll pass it back to you, Lauren.
Yeah. So for this iteration, I got a couple things to show. Share my screen right there. So the first is that we've got our free trial DevSecOps page. This GitLab Ultimate free trial page is it's localized, but we don't have the language selector in the minimal footer yet. That's coming down next iteration, but we can see if we go to the Japanese version here, that it will shows up. So that is super cool. And also got the solution educations page internationalized, so we can see we've got the language selector down here, and we can go to those pages. Also realize that when you make this page internationalized, it was also making our solutions like education page. And so disabled that from production, so this page isn't internationalized, but I have translations for that and an MR ready to go. So I'll get that out by the end of the week. And I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And what else was there? There's some other really good stuff. That was it. Cool. All right. Good job, team. And Q2. Woo! We'll see everyone in Q3.